What's up, everyone? Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving for those of you that live in the United States. I had personally just finished enjoying some turkey myself when I turned on the latest episode of Inside Star Citizen. The episode covered both the Argo SRV and the new RSI mining ship, the Arastra. But during the first half of the episode, we heard a pretty interesting claim coming from one member of the dev team.
Most people don't know that you can get repaired from soft def now. But obviously, you won't be in a safe place if you got put into soft def, so the SRV is going to come along, tow your ship to a safe location where it can get repaired. It's like a car recovery vehicle if you break down on the motorway sort of thing.
It can be towed back to a spaceport, and then that ship can be repaired back to a state of flight.
Now, when I first heard this, I was pretty surprised. Not because I hadn't thought of it, but because I did. And we tested this in the PTU, but it didn't work at the time. So after hearing about it on ISC, the boys and I jumped on and put it to the test to see if something had changed by the time it hit live. The idea was pretty simple. Get a ship, fly it out of Armistice, soft F it, tow it back to the pad, and try to repair. This was made a bit more difficult than it needed to be thanks to the fact that the SRV has no weapons, so we needed a third ship to come and blow it up, then tow it back. So we all met up on Daymar and gave it a go. Before we get into the testing, I just want to let y'all know we're giving away a brand new game package, a Getac Sulin with LTI. If you're interested in winning it, head on over to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/the5star, where you can find the link to enter. Alright, let's get back to the test. First up, we tried the Sulin. Let's be careful, I won't overshoot it. Ah, fuck. So first up, we tried the C8R. We managed to get it into a soft death state using the storm. Then towed it over to a pad at this outpost here on Daymar. After much effort from our SRV pilot, we managed to land the ship safely on the pad. Seriously though, the SRV definitely needs better controls for towing. You can't really rotate or adjust the height of ships in tow, and this can make placement extremely difficult. But I digress. Now safely landed on the pad, I eagerly pulled up my mobi-glass and went for the repair. But no dice. The system allows you to process payment and pulls up a processing prompt, but in the end, it fails to restore the ship from soft death, and the payment indicator returns as you saw it before. We thought maybe it was just the Outpost bugging, so we decided to jump elsewhere with it. Just a quick note for all the SRV pilots out there. It seems as though when you come out of quantum travel while towing a ship, it will break the tow. However, if you QT cancel early, tow beam remains intact. Definitely something to keep in mind for now. We finally made it to a space station, but got impounded before we could try the hangar. Okay, well, that's just one ship. Surely it'll work with something bigger, right? So we decided to pull out the all-new Crusader C1 and give it that same test. This time at a different outpost on Yella. We blasted it into soft death, then dropped it down on a landing pad. We pulled up the mobi-glass and went for the repair. Once again, no luck with repairing. This time though, I got curious and decided to try refueling. And much to my surprise, it worked. Oh, I hear it refueling. Okay, it's refueling the ship. It's actually doing that. It did it, but I won't repair it. You can hear the refueling sound effect, and the button switched to no service required, so it's clear that something can happen here, but repair does not seem to be one of them. Now, I know what you're thinking. 5. What they showed in the ISC was a space station pad. Maybe that's the place where it works. And you're absolutely right. Let's give it a try. We hopped on over to a new server, and traveled to Crew L1, since Seraphim doesn't have any pads as far as I know. After a long 4-minute wait for the Argo SRV, we flew it and a C1 out of Armistice for our next test. Seriously though, a 4-minute claim time when a multi-crew light bomber is half that? Okay. So a little C1 on C1 violence later, and we had a soft death pancake ready to deliver. We towed it to a pad at the space station, and after taking some time to finally set it down, yes sir, okay, we had the same issue. In our refueling worked just fine, but the repair was not functional at all. Well, it turns out the reason why most players don't realize you could do this is because you actually can't. I'm sure this will be tweaked, or maybe it's just a symptom of the patch being rushed out to meet the IAE deadline. Now, You may have noticed my tone to be just a tad bit salty throughout this video. And there's a good reason for that. CIG has promised not to deliver ships without gameplay. Yet here's the SRV with no missions associated with it at all. You can't track their ships away from usual clutter spots like the commons either, or you'll get an instant crime set. This is confirmed to be changed to a system where the owner will have to press charges. However, this system is not in the game at the moment. But as for repairing soft death ships, this turned out to be a bit of a false claim, raising the hopes of SRV owners only for this to not actually be possible. I mean, just listen to how they sell it right here.
My favourite little bit about that is it's got like a sort of like rest and recovery area for the person being rescued. So they don't have to stay in their busted up soft death ship. They can come over to the SRV, sit at the table, get like a recovery coffee.
Clearly this is a plan for the future, but it's odd to see them say this in an ISC as if it was already possible. There are plenty of other issues with the tractor beam as well, such as towed ships colliding with the SRV. There were also some questions about mining, and how the SRV was supposed to be able to tow intact rocks. Here we have Spectrum user Morik asking, please allow us to use towing on rocks and asteroids. That would be huge for multi-crew gameplay and mining operations. Several responded by saying, for now there is no plan to support the moving of the intact asteroids. Going forward, we will reconsider this. That is for the future, not for now. Another user suggested, probably should update the Q&A then, and posted a link to this image. Here we have the SRV Q&A, and it says, can the SRV tow asteroids? The text below says, physicalized items in the world can be manipulated if they're within the mass range of the tractor beam. Currently, the only dynamic asteroids in the game are the mineable variety, though it will be possible to tow these asteroids around if desired. Now in response to this, several said, just to be very clear about this as stated above, I did not say we will not do it, I did say we will not have it now. We have to sort out edge cases with the current way we spawn rocks and what would happen if they are towed away. Until we do not have answers to all of those edge cases, we will have asteroids be non-towable for the time being. So all of this is to say, the SRV and tractor beams in general are very much in their first implementation, and they will get improved. Of course, I don't expect the devs to get things right every time, but it's odd to see them say this in an ISC as if it was already possible. Hopefully we can see this fixed for the next patch. Along with the damn cutlass beam, come on man! This tractor beam is fucking Kafkaesque, yo.